Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to episode 3 of, or what I like to say, 3 for the Europe people out there. 3, we're talking about Dank Burrito today. Dank Burrito food truck out of North Carolina. I'm super excited. It was just another one that I found on Facebook. That's probably going to be my go-to place for right now of how to find these food trucks. At least starting off, and this is a unique situation. So typically the first couple episodes that we talked about, we have the Shucka Truck, and then we had Waffle Love, and they did a fantastic job, really across the board. There was obviously some tweaks that they can make, and that's the whole point of the show, is to show the good and also some of the adjustments that they can make as a food truck and marketing, and so everyone can kind of pick up from that. In this situation, the Dank Burrito does a really good job of being a lot of different places. When I googled them, they had a long list of different listings, and so a lot of different opportunities they had to be found. They do a really unique job on Facebook, and I'm excited to showcase this and talk about it. And then there's a lot of adjustments that they actually have. This is a little bit more than we have been accustomed to in the last couple. So a lot to be learned here, really good stuff, and we'll keep it going. So hope you guys enjoy. Let's jump right into it. All right, here we are at Dank Burrito, their Facebook page. Right off the bat, what drew me to this page is, first of all, the name grabbed me. Dank Burrito. I know what dank means. For some of you who don't know what dank means, it means really good. It's a term that I used quite a bit when I was younger and in my high school and college days, and occasionally still throw it in there. Now I'm trying to bring it back, as they say. But the name stuck out to me. The logo actually, for me, on the side of the truck really popped because it's spray painted. It is tagged in a sense, which is unique. You don't see that really that often. Something that, as someone who's kind of kept their eye on tagging and the whole street and hip-hop culture, which tagging is a big part of, that stuck out to me. For others, it might not, but you can still it's eye-catching. The colors are really popping, and you can kind of make out the name when you just look at it, but it makes you look a little bit closer, so you really pay attention to the detail there. So it's good. Also, when you look at the page, so there are a lot of suggestions on this that we're going to go through, but the first thing I want to point out here is the page itself has close to 7,000 likes. That's really great. It's a big feat. That's a lot of people. And then on top of that, what really drew me to this when I looked at it, when I searched for food trucks in the Facebook search area up here, it stuck out. Besides the logo and the name, the amount of reviews. There was 245 reviews. That's a lot. And out of all of them, they still have a 4.9 rating out of 5 stars. So there was, really maybe like one person that didn't give them a 5-star, or a very small percentage that didn't give them a 5-star. So that says a lot about what they offer and what they do and what they provide. What also, when I got to this page, what they do a really good job of is Dank Burrito does a really, they know how to mix up between the scheduling and the fun, kind of playful, and also just light and not so focused on the burrito or what they're doing. So they sprinkle in some other content in there, which is good. And this is something that I've suggested for the first couple of food trucks and the first couple of episodes that we talked about, is putting in other content besides just about the food truck and the scheduling and stuff along those lines. So that they do a really good job with that. And then what has transpired from those type of activities is that they get a lot of interactions with people on the Facebook page, which is great. It's another thing that really didn't happen quite a bit in the first couple episodes that we looked at, that there was some interactions, but not nearly as good as Dank Burrito does here. And as you can see, they put out their schedule on Facebook, and what they also do too is they actually have a calendar embed, so you can go here and there's a Google calendar that they have everywhere that they're going to be at for the next month or so. They have it planned out and it's on there, and so you don't necessarily have to come back to their Facebook page or go to Twitter or see where they are. You can get that directly on your Google Calendar if that's how much you like Dank Burrito. So that is definitely something that's unusual as far as the Google Calendar. I think it's a great use of using that. It's a good tool. Definitely a suggestion that other people should be doing. And then the interactions here. So you can see they get 52 people that like this. They get 27 shares. I mean, that's huge. When people share your content, that's what you want. And then they have 8 total comments. So this is fantastic. Obviously, there's some jokes here because of 420 that came up, the holiday, and the fact that Dank Burrito is part of that. Obviously, there's some jokes here, and that got some interactions, so that's great. That's what you want. You want people to live up to your brand and be part of it. And so we're gonna take a look through some more of the posts here. So they had an awesome day for lunch. They were at the community college. They showed a picture of the truck. Awesome looking truck, really cool designs on there. Definitely will catch your eye and make you say wow. And it doesn't look like any other truck that's out there, so that is phenomenal differentiator. And then you have this one changing up. So they talk about their food, which is this is what I like, changing up the shrimp feature this week. Come try the honey buffalo shrimp topped with our house-made ranch slaw. And they say where they're going to be at, and it's ready for lunch. Why this is unique is that they're talking about changing up their menu, and we didn't see this a lot in the first couple of trucks. This is a great piece to talk about. Let people in about what you do. Things that you're changing up. I mean, food trucks, you have a very small menu, but you're trying to switch things up. You maybe throw in a few little twists and turns. Use Facebook for that. Let them know what you're doing, but also maybe get some feedback. Not maybe, but definitely get some feedback here. Ask people, like, you know what? We know you guys love this shrimp a burrito and has this on it. Is there anything that you would like to have on there? Or we're open to suggestions, and maybe what other type of burritos you would like, or any type of mixture. Give us some ideas here. Open that up. Ask a question. Get them to interact. And that, one, is good for interactions, but two, it's great for feedback. It gets the people part of the brand and talking about it. And that's great. And so you can see here, Danielle, she right off the bat, posted about the food truck here and showed the picture of her taco and put it on the post. I mean, that's huge. That's huge. That's what you want. This is what really got me. This one right here, which is this video, and it has nothing to do necessarily with burritos or Dank Burrito, but what it is that it's funny, and it shows what their brand is. They're funny and they're laid back, and they're showing and showcasing their humor here. So it's great, and obviously a lot of people like it. 46 people. I liked it so much I shared it with my on my Facebook page, my personal Facebook page. I thought it was hilarious. They do some things here where they, would love to really be, hit 7,000. So they're asking people to share, which is not a bad thing. That's great. Asking for help is always good. Now, obviously, they got a lot of interactions there with 108 people and 44 shares. So that shows, if you're providing a great product, people love your brand, they love what you do. If you ask them a few times to help support you, they're going to do it. So they let people know that they're off. They interact with people on there. They showcase. This is also another one that I really wanted to make a point of, and this is just was a wow moment to me. And I think that this is an opportunity for most people, most food trucks, to take advantage of, which is Dank Burrito right here says that they're partnering up with Knoll Shores Realty. So right off the bat, I mean, they're taking they're partnering up with a company that, is just a company. It's a real estate company. It's something different. They have similar clients though. I mean, if you think about it, realty offices, professional services, even CPA offices, they have consumers, just regular everyday people that come to them that, if they could bring a food truck for a client appreciation day, that is a great idea. Why not partner up with more people? Because what you can do is that you share in the costs, whatever. You provide the food, they provide the clients, you come together, you capture their information, get them to sign up for your Facebook page, maybe get them to sign up for their email. If you're not doing email, definitely that's a great opportunity to do that. You capture them there. You provide great food. You get your stuff in front of new people. This is a huge opportunity, and I love it. They're thinking outside of the box. I haven't seen a food truck do this yet, and this is great. So take note on that. Partnerships with, other type of businesses, local businesses. An example of this is that there was another food truck that I knew had a relationship with a bar here in Chicago, and they would stay outside of that bar on certain nights of the weekend, and it would be okay because, here in Chicago we have certain rules about where food trucks can be because there's a lot of restaurants. So they had a relationship set up with that bar, and so they would promote each other, and it offered a great service because that bar was not offering food, and people who drink, especially later at night, have those late night munchies. And so why not satisfy your cravings without having to go somewhere else, that you just go right across the street, grab the food from the food truck, and go back in the bar. So it's a great opportunity right there, and I think that is something that food trucks need to do more of, is to partner up with other businesses, local businesses, that they can both provide a service to and help each other out. You scratch my back, I scratch your back. I mean, we're in this together, so why not do more of that? So it's great. So here's those are some fantastic things and ideas and tactics that they've been doing here on their Facebook, and then you definitely can take advantage of the partnering, sharing other content that's outside of yours, and then just getting more interactions, getting some feedback, updating people on the new menu items or the little changes that you have going on. Those are fantastic things. They have some videos here that are great, that obviously get a lot of likes, a lot of comments on here. And so, that's something I would highly suggest to do more of. Now, I didn't find the picture of the blank food truck. I wasn't looking through for the post on it, but what I did come across is that I see that a couple things. That there's more pictures out here, and what they've done, just like the typical food truck, and what a lot of people do in the first place, is that they've posted a picture from Instagram, and they have all the hashtags here. Now, if you've watched the first couple episodes, you know that is not a necessary thing to do for Facebook. And so what you actually can do is get away with that, is that when you go on your Instagram, you put that in the comment, not necessarily in the caption, which then when you post it to Facebook, it won't show up with all the hashtags. And you will still get the reach that you're looking for on Instagram. And so you won't bombard people with this weird post and be like, hey, what is this with all these hashtags? And hashtags aren't really a big thing on Facebook. They never really took off. So it's more of a Twitter thing, more of an Instagram thing. And even on Twitter, you need you need a few. You don't need a whole post of just hashtags. People get really annoyed with that. But this is a great thing. I went onto their Instagram, and I also see that here, this is the same picture. They brand themselves. They walk around with the shirt, and they actually, although they're in North Carolina, they came here to my city, Chicago, and they show people. They said, sightseeing, and where the food truck, and Burrito Mafia and Broadway, and so they tried some deep dish. What I would like to have seen on this one is that, tell them more of a story here on about this picture. Talk about what you did here. Talk a little bit about it outside of the hashtag, and then use the hashtag within Instagram. But tell the story here, and that will, that'll work both on Instagram and also work better on Facebook too. Tell that story, let people in. And this is great. I mean, this is a good effort of showcasing something outside of it, being a part of their life. They let you in to being part of the brand. They went to Chicago. They tried some deep dish, and so you got people commenting on it. A lot of people liked it. This is great. Then they said, they're trying something new today. This is another one that we talked about, and they're showing pictures, and this obviously got a lot of likes, a lot of shares and comments, and a lot of comments, and that's what you're looking for here. So it's great. They do a really good job here with the pictures, letting them in, being a part of the brand. Tell the story a little bit better from some of the captions, especially like something like this. But let's take a look at some of the suggestions on here. So first of all, on the Facebook side of things, they have videos. And if we scroll all the way back to the top, one thing I would like to see here is that if you go to Canva, and I'll put a post, a link, I did a post on Canva of how you can use it. And what Canva could do is actually make this picture a little bit better. This is great. I love the Dankness that is the license plate. But let's shrink it up a little bit so it can actually be seen and it's not getting cut off by the profile picture. And so just having the Dankness around here, that would be fantastic. And these are little things, but these things do go a long way. That way it's a little bit more clear, it looks a little bit more polished. What I would also like to see too is that maybe instead of the Dankness, or maybe it's the Dankness picture of the license plate, but maybe have the truck here. And so you can see the truck and the license plate, and so that way you can see it, because it takes a while. If I'm new here, I have to scroll down or go into the pictures right away just to see the picture of the truck. That should hit you right off the bat. Also, I would suggest making the logo a little bit more clear for people and putting it just the logo here as the picture. Also, I've suggested this before, why not try putting a picture of the people behind the truck? You know, it took a while for me to actually find something along those lines, and obviously I didn't go straight for that. But until I started looking through Instagram and the other pictures here on Facebook, I didn't see a picture of the people behind the truck. You know, be transparent. You're letting people in about the brand, about the food. Let them see who are the people behind it. Another suggestion here, and this is just a general marketing suggestion, but I don't see any website. It's not on here. It's not when I Google it, and maybe there is a website, and I haven't looked hard enough. But that is a sign right there. If I'm not looking, if I have to look that hard to find a website, that's a problem. Every business needs a website, whether you're a food truck or you're a marketing consultant, or you're selling ice cream and ice cream parlor in a brick and mortar shop, or you're dry cleaners. We all need websites, because if we're not up online, then we're not really considered a business. And so as far as the Facebook goes, and the Twitter and Instagram, all that's great. But again, as I've mentioned before, you don't own those assets. You don't control that. And so Facebook is a great place to build a community, have people share it, but you're only touching a small few amount of people. So you can see in some of these posts, you're only getting 52 likes out of the 7,000, close to 7,000 people to like you. Now, if you could drive those 7,000 people to go to your website, that's big traffic. If you can get them to sign up for email or text messages, that's even bigger. Staying in front of them, providing a better service, keeping top of mind. Those are things where you can generate more business, doing stuff along those lines. Using a website, though, is that powerful tool. If you don't have it, then you're not really considered a business. And there's a lot more that can be said and had on and be done on the website, like sharing your story, letting people in a little bit more, showcasing where you're going to be at, having them sign up for email. You know, the menu too. Obviously, you have, you know, the menu here and other places, but there are advantages to having a website. Biggest one is really providing an asset that you own, that if one day, again, Instagram and Twitter, you wake up and they say you need to pay to play, then you don't lose out in all those eyeballs and those touches. Sort of like what you would do with Facebook. I mean, Facebook, you're still, this page is only hitting 145 people at the most so far I've seen with the likes, out of 7,000 people. That's a very small percentage. And if you could drive all those 7,000 to your website, sign up for email, and you could hit them with emails, hit them with text messages, that's a lot more powerful. So those are my suggestions on the Facebook side of things, and with the website. Let's take a look at this. So now when we come to Twitter, right when I see all this, I see that they're not really making an effort on Twitter. And I think, personally, Twitter is a huge opportunity for any food truck. People are staying up to date, so you can do both. And it's not that hard to manage both Instagram, or all Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. But you need to be in all those places, because you need to provide to your customer what they want, where they want it, and when they want it. There are probably some people that don't spend a whole lot of time on Facebook, but they spend more time on Twitter, and vice versa with, and same goes with Instagram. So being on all these different avenues, especially Facebook and Twitter, you can really provide, you can really grow your audience. And so although they haven't spent a whole lot of time focusing in on this, Dank Burrito still has a good 439 followers. Those are people that could be customers. They could be talking about you, tweeting about you. There's no description here. There's no link to a website. Every post is going back to Facebook, so things will get cut off here. It looks inconsistent. This one's just a link from the Facebook, and so there's not a lot of interaction on here. And as you can see here, this was good, but it gets cut off because the message didn't come through on the Facebook side of things. So there's tools like Buffer that you can use that help you to schedule posts or do posts at the same time that are similar but can be, you know, tweaked real easily for that. And so you know, just spending a little time using that tool, or even like Hootsuite or something along those lines, that will help you manage all these in a more efficient manner. There's no header here in the background. There's just a picture of the truck. The truck is good, but again, I'd like to see a picture of like the people or a logo there, and then have a picture of the truck back here. So there's definitely a lot of opportunities to be had on the Twitter side. You can even post pictures and videos directly to Twitter, which I think is a great opportunity for any food truck to do too. Let people in, let them see what you're doing. And Dank Burrito's already doing that, so why not transition it over to Facebook? Instagram, another great job on Instagram. They have great photos. I love this one with the Frozen. For me, it resonates because I have a daughter that's obsessed, and I think obsessed is an understatement with this. So it immediately caught my eye, but it was funny. They brought it in again, something that's just completely different that really didn't have anything to do with the food truck. But it brought some humor there. So that is great. I think you need to do stuff like this is where you need to mix this in between business and some humor and just being your brand. You gotta, you know, if it doesn't have to be humor if you're not naturally a funny person, but you know, just letting your personality shine through is key in all this. So they do a great job. I mean, once you start scrolling down this, you can see all the pictures of their food. I mean, it is you know, phenomenal. Look at this. My mouth is watering when I see all this stuff. And so it's really great. They do a great job of just kind of letting you in from a branding standpoint and showing you the food and everything that they do. So it's really good. I'm getting extremely hungry right now, so I'm gonna have to cut this off soon. But another point I wanted to show up is that this is one that when I Googled Dank Burrito, I found that their Yelp page popped up, and although they only have 8 reviews, they still have some reviews, and one which was two actually that were pretty recent. They're all really good reviews. This is another opportunity for food trucks. If you're not on Yelp, get yourself on Yelp. Post some pictures on here. Put the link of your website on there, and you know, you don't necessarily push people towards it, but just having it up is another way of being out there to throw out your reach. And if people are Yelpers, you know, there are some people that are comfortable looking at Yelp for reviews. And so again, it's the whole approach of just being out there, being visible, and allowing people to get what they want, when they want it, where they want it. And if they're Yelpers, then you're not losing out on any of their opportunities to make them feel better about it. Yeah, so overall, I think Dank Burrito has done a good job, especially a phenomenal job on the Facebook side of things. And so if anything, you should pick up some of the posts, the branding that they're doing from the Facebook side. There's definitely a lot of suggestions and adjustments they need to make as far as looking into their doing a website, changing up some of the branding here and the images, telling a story a little bit more. But I mean, overall, their posts are fantastic, and I think they just need to do more of what gets better interactions from people, and letting them in and asking questions and seeing if people interact from that standpoint. And then Twitter, they need to separate Twitter and do it on its own and spend a little time and investment in learning that, which you can go on my website. Speaking of learning Twitter, you can go on my website and you can find, if you can find it, but if you go onto some of the posts, there are links, special links in there that you can get my Twitter ebook for free. And so maybe I'll just send that over to Dank Burrito to see if that might be able to help them out with this. So there you have it. And then their Instagram, again, fantastic. You know, there are some, you know, things that can be changed here a little bit. You know, adding an actual description here of what Dank Burrito is that goes along with the branding. I think that once you can develop a website, that would be more clear about who exactly Dank Burrito is. But it's apparent, though, from a person of the background of a marketing person and a branding, that I know I can get the feel of what Dank Burrito is, but people want to be told. So, but beyond that, they also do a great job of just spreading themselves out. They're on Yelp, they're on Twitter, they're on Instagram, they're on Facebook. They need a website. They got the calendar up on Google, which is cool. That's another great opportunity, and I think an app would be phenomenal for any food truck, which I saw a quick shout out to the Shuka truck. I just saw they just launched their app for their truck, and I think that's a great opportunity for anybody, any food truck out there, that to create an app that's easy access for them. Also think about getting people to sign up for text messages. I mean, that's another great opportunity, just sending directly messages to people in a way that they already get stuff and they're responsive to it. And there are services out there that are fantastic and useful. So there you have it, Dank Burrito. If you guys have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. Let me know what you thought about this. What did you think about Dank Burrito? What did you think about some of the comments? What do you feel that, you know, could be some areas that they could do a little bit better a job at? You know, leave it in the comment box down below. I'd love to hear from you guys. And, you know, make sure you subscribe to either the blog or the YouTube channel. We obviously put the YouTube videos out Wednesday, so you want it right to your inbox, and a couple days prior to the actual blog post, do that. If not, subscribe to the blog post, and every Friday you'll get this post that goes to up there and have all the comments and everything in the comment in the blog post down below with links. So until then, guys, until next time, next week. Stay purposeful, stay creative, be bold, be different, and I'll see you guys later. Deuces.